Wait. If it's another class member, do you both get 5 points?
If both of you look somebody's eye.
No, the one being licked.
I'll do it too.
You do it? It's salty.
Why do you encourage that?
Salty little orbs of goodness.
Here, just go ahead. Those look like ice or something else.
You try it out. This video. It's still pictures. This is video.
It must be video.
Picture you can't tell. But whatever. It's going to be video.
So we have to take a picture of it?
You have to
Videotape it. Somebody looking somebody else's eye. Eyeball.
So why can't you take a picture?
I actually really care.
No, you're not looking my eye.
It has to be you licking somebody's eye or just of people licking eyes.
So if you want the point, you have to lick somebody's eye.
Okay.
Are you texting your husband? Can I lick your eye? No, I'm trying to get my camera to work so I
Alright,
can
so
take
my
I got 2.
Okay, we're going to let osteoclastic. What do? They crush bones. So C for crushing, C for clast. So my osteoblasts will be the builders, and my osteoclasts are the crushers. They crush bones. They crush bones. Osteoclasts. Yeah.
The bones right here. Can you look at
Crushing.
my line? We're there.
See, like Terminator, what you say? Terminator, is it Terminator?
They terminated them. And then went all Jack and the Beanstalk too.
I think like Schwarzenegger, Terminator.
How do you spell can you leave alive?
Okay. Can you lift your eye? How do you spell it? Canal, and then licula. I have it up there for you. Hang on.
Thank you.
All right, so the osteoclasts, we said they break bones down, they crush it. So remember, like, what was the function of bone? Like a long time ago, we said we used it for calcium homeostasis and parathyroid hormone and calcitonin.
Yeah, sure.
One would increase blood calcium levels, the other one would decrease them. And you have to like use a cell to break the bone apart to release the calcium into your bloodstream. Maybe? Okay, we'll go through that again. So, anyway, so those my little osteocytes and the osteoclasts there. And they break bone down, that's called bone resorption. So your bones are being reshaped and remodeled all throughout the day. Even like right now, they're working, right, in conjunction to make your bones harder, right, more dense in some areas, maybe less in others, who knows. But it's this whole thing of like constantly reshaping your bones, right, to again, figure out what I'm looking for. We're looking for it. I have no idea. So we're going to skip it. You're going to say. I was trying to think to adjust for new activities that you're doing, to like compensate for like new activity levels, new stresses, running, jogging, whatever. It causes these guys to like work harder, make bones denser. If you sit around and do like nothing, then your bones get weaker. Type of thing. Okay, so we'll do more of that later. What about like osteoporosis? What the heck is that stuff? Osteobone porosis sounds like porous, right? It's like sponge-like. Yeah, your bones actually get like moth-eaten, like a, you ever had like moths like eating away something, become very porous. And I think there's like a picture in your textbook too, like an osteoporotic bones out there. And you see like why people have fractures or anything when they get older, because that bone density is just like not there, right? It's just like the bones start to deteriorate. It looks like a sponge. Like your bones look like a sponge. Look at my page real quick. It's actually a pretty cool thing to look at. Do you guys find it?
Someone said 207.
207?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, 207, good job. I should have like slide that for you. But yeah, page 207 actually shows like regular bone and then the porous bone, the osteoporosis sometimes is there. So you see why it's like really brittle, very frail, things like that. Okay, so let's play a little osteoporosis thing. And what else do we have for you? A little bit more information here. Another 15 minutes. You guys are good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so compact bone versus spongy bone is found in different parts of your bone, if I will. And we're going to draw again our crazy bone. We've been drawing like forever here today. There. And I'm going to find that the epiphysis, the ends of my long bones, contain spongy bone. It looks just like a sponge. Okay, there's some spongy bone there. Spongy bone here. All right, so that's my spongy bone. Where should I put the compact bone?
In the middle.
In the middle, right. Okay, spongy. So here's my compact bone. It looks like tall columns for me. So here's a column. We go all the way down. So going this way. All these columns. Okay, over here again. These are my columns. So why the difference, do you think? Why can't I just have like all compact bone? Or all spongy bone?
Because they have different functions.
Yeah, they have different functions, right? So there's compact bone right there. Remember that medullary cavity? I said I had that little bit of an open space right in the center of the shaft here. I'm going to find also, I have a little bit of spongy bone that lines that medullary cavity. That's a picture we saw from before too. It's in there. So it's a really thin layer, but it's still in there. Spongy bone right in there too. All right, let's take a look at where it's found and some of the different functions here. So compact bone, we said, yeah, very solid. It's like a pencil, if you will, through here. So my osteons, remember the osteon? I showed you, you probably don't remember what it was, but here's my osteon from lab. Remember, my little, kind of looks like little tree trunks? That's like the top view of that. That's like taking and looking at the top of the pen this way. So sort of going into the wall. If I pull it out and turn it this way, it's still an osteon. There are these huge columns, like a column for a big building or whatever. So there are a lot of support. You can support a lot of weight from top to bottom, right? So I can like take this pen and try to crush it. Probably not going to be able to compact that, right? So it's like pretty tough. How about I go this way? Can I break it? Probably get a better chance of snapping this thing in half this way than crushing it this way. So I get a lot of support from top to bottom this way, which is good for the bones, because I need that. How about if I go this way? I can snap it, right? Like this pencil, the same idea. Here's my little column from top to bottom. A lot of support this way, but this way. Before I snap that right in half, right? Football injuries, rugby, soccer, whatever, when the foot's planted and somebody hits you from the side, that's when you get the broken legs and things like that. So not a lot of great support from this force right here. So we're sort of compare the two as well, with the spongy bone too. Anyway, so what I want you to hear is that compact bone, yeah, very dense, very solid, superficial part of the bones, get there, makes up 80% of all the bones in the human body with compact bone. It's the most common type of bone tissue that we have, compact bone.
You know that, right? That 80%.
Yeah, probably. But just know that it's compact bone is the most common type of bone tissue. Spongy bone only makes up to 20%. All right, here's more pictures. So now here again is my bone tissue, right? I have my little osteon, which is the basic functional unit of my bone. All my bone tissue, right, my bones, are made up of these osteons, these huge, like, columns of bone tissue. I can see my little lacunae, okay, that's where my osteocytes live. They talk to other osteocytes to the canaliculi thing right over here. So you can actually look at, in lab, through the microscope, and see those little dark spots, those my osteocytes and the lacunae. And if you look real closely, you can find like these little strings, right, going around that connect the different osteocytes together. Those are the canaliculi. That one big unit is known as an osteon. So that whole guy there is an osteon. So it's like one pencil, right? Or one pen. That's one osteon. And I put it next to another osteon. And I put it next to another osteon. So I get to build this really strong structure, right? And when you turn and look at it this way, that's when you get all the tree trunk rings and the different osteons that are out there. Okay, so again, these columns of bone tissue arranged parallel. So they do run parallel, right? So to the long axis, this way is my lengthwise. So I go this way from top to bottom. through there, long axis. So again, basic functional unit of bone tissue is the osteon. Okay, so we're taking a closer look at my little osteon. It says I need blood supply to them because that's my main support. I have two ways to get blood into the osteon. I can go from top to bottom. Then we'll call that one, I got perforating canals and central canals. If I go from top to bottom, right smack in the middle, right here, and run that blood vessel from top to bottom sort of thing, that's known as my central canal. So it runs right down the center of my osteon. That's my central canal. If I come in from the side and I go perpendicular to the bony surface, that means coming in this direction, this way. It's perpendicular. It's also known as a perforating canal. So the key difference here is we're going to know is one runs parallel, the other one runs perpendicular. So that's a test question 2. Which type of blood vessel runs perpendicular to the long axis? It's a perforating canal. And which one runs parallel to the long axis? It's a central canal. So the 2 good ones to know. 10 more minutes, what you guys got? I'll be like our cutoff one too for your next exam. Okay, so perforating canals and central canals. Here's a great picture. So again, here's my little osteon, right? There's my one head, right next to another one, next to another one. So all these osteons all lined up, make that bone really solid. And then the blood supply going right down the center of my osteon, that's known as my central canal. And the ones that run perpendicular to that 90-degree angle to called a perforating canal. So your bony tissue is really, really vascular, very rich blood supply going to it. Remember, like earlier I said as well, I said, yeah, that's made up of my compact bone right inside my medullary cavity. Remember? It had like a very thin layer of that spongy bone here too. So you sort of compare the two, right? Spongy bone is very, looks like a sponge, right? Compared to my solid compact bone over there. So you're going to have both. I'm going to show you why here when it comes out. All right, so perforating. Okay, central canal, I already showed you on that one. That runs parallel to the long axis. And then we're going to take a look at lamellae. It's like everybody lost or has like an idea like what we're doing. Just want to make sure that everybody's like on track. Okay, now my lamellae is this. So take a look at my osteons, how they're arranged. So again, I'll drop through this way. So here is my frontal bone. It's like chopped right through it. Here's my medullary cavity, the inside. I have my periosteum on the outside. Well, I'll put all the words together here for you. Periosteum, that's the covering on the outside of my bone. What do I have on the inside? Endosteum over here. And then here's my medullary cavity that I can fill up with bone marrow, yellow for adults, red for kids. Medullary cavity. Okay. And then I'm going to have all my osteons. They're all lined up like this. Okay. Hundreds upon hundreds of little osteons. See there. So it gives me a lot of strength. So then there's what? Columns that run the entire length of that bone tissue, or bone, I should say, not bone tissue, bone. Okay. All right, so that's great. So I have all these columns. But I need to like support those columns so they don't just sort of, go a little haywire here. So to like encapsulate them somehow. So I have a few other things I can do. I have these things known as lamellae. And lamellae just means like layers. If from today in lab, you guys remember that little Pacinian corpuscle, the green guy at the bottom, there was like